Join ForumIAS Academy, trusted by hundreds of toppers, including IAS Rank 1 Shruti Sharma.
Hi, my name is Krishnan. I'll be doing the Hindu news analysis for the day. These are the 5 articles we'll be discussing, and towards the end we'll see previous year questions. So the first article for the day is about a mural in the new parliament which has created quite a stir. So let us see what it is about. And this is the mural. So you can see places in Nepal and all. So see, these are the places in Pakistan. So people are calling it this is the RSS version of Akhanda Bharat, and Nepal people are quite agitated about their sovereignty. So this has created a controversy. So let us see about this issue in detail. So why is it in news? Because of the mural in the new parliament, this has triggered some concerns in Nepal and Pakistan. But what has the External Affairs Ministry spokesperson said? He has said this mural is just an artwork and it has depicted the spread of prehistoric Ashokan Empire. So this is the extent of Ashokan Empire, and the mural has just showcased it, and it has got nothing to do with Akhanda Bharat. So, and he's telling we had kept Ashokan Empire because he only spread the idea of responsible and people-oriented governance. So Ashoka represents responsible and people-oriented governance. So he's telling that is the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson is telling you don't add any meaning to it. This is just Ashoka's empire. We are putting Ashoka in front because he held the idea of responsible and people-oriented governance. So, and there is nothing else to it. But Nepalese people are triggered because they think this is Akhanda Bharat, and a map like this would affect their sovereignty. And as you all know, the Nepalese Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda is in New Delhi. He has come on a state visit to India, and a few leaders are asking him to raise the issue with New Delhi. But right now, this issue has not been blown out of proportion. So why did this trigger controversy? Because the mural shows Lumbini. What is Lumbini? It is the birthplace of Gautama Buddha. So already like Nepalese get triggered when people think Buddha was born in India. Buddha was born in Nepal because Lumbini is in Nepal. So if Lumbini is shown as a part of India, Nepalese people think India claims Lumbini. So that is why the controversy erupted. Because for Nepal, Lumbini is very, very important, and it considers Lumbini as one of the major cultural centers of Nepal. So why is this very important? Because earlier, you guys might remember in 2019 of Kalapani dispute. So what happened during the Kalapani dispute? India showed Kalapani as a part of Uttarakhand. But Nepalese are telling, no, Uttarakhand is not a part of, Kalapani is not a part of Uttarakhand, but Kalapani is a part of Nepal only. So you see, so this is the India, Nepal, in China tri-junction, and Kalapani is there. So the dispute is in Lipulekh in Kalapani. So what happened? You remember this treaty in 1816. The Sugali Treaty was signed by Nepal and British India. So what is the border between India and Nepal? It is the Kali River. But Nepal says Kalapani's west is the main Kali, and Nepal has the territorial rights over it. But India says the ridgeline to Kalapani's east is the border, and thus Kalapani falls within India's territory. So this is the problem that was already going on between India and Nepal. And now this Lumbini issue of this mural in parliament, this has created quite a stir. So just have a look at it. So this is Kalapani, Lipulekh and Limpiadura. So these three, Limpiadura is here. So these three areas are under dispute. India claims all these places belong to India, but Nepal says it belongs to them. And the main issue is because where Kali River ends. So Kali River is the border between India and Nepal, but where the river starts and ends itself is a contention between India and Nepal. So that is why all these issues. And on the right of the screen you can see the Akhand Bharat map. This is the Hindutva version of the Indian map, because they say this is the cultural extent of India's civilization, and all these countries together make what we call Bharatvarsh. So people thought the mural in parliament showed this, and they got offended. But the spokesperson is telling, no, this is not Akhand Bharat. This is the pre-Ashokan extent of his kingdom. So this is what they were trying to tell. So just have a look at this Mauryan dynasty chronology. It started with Chandragupta Maurya. You might know he after 298 BC he went to Karnataka and he lived as a Jain and passed away through Salekana. And you see, this is the era of Ashoka the Great's reign. So just keep this in mind. And towards the end, they had Brahadatta, who was assassinated by his own general. So this is the first known coup d'etat in world history. That is the military coup. So he was killed by his own army general, Pushyamutra Sunga, and with this Sunga dynasty starts. So just try to memorize it. This is very important. Now let us move on to the next article. This article is about former RBI Governor Raghuram Ranjan being very skeptic about India's semiconductor ambitions and the telecommunication minister Ashwini Vaishnav lashing out at him. So let us get into this article. So why is it in news? We saw earlier itself, because the Minister for Electronics and IT, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, he said, see, the former governor of RBI, he's telling this productive linked incentive scheme for semiconductor manufacturing, this will not bring great results for India. But Ashwini Vaishnav, that is the minister, says he is wrong about this. So first he attacks the First he attacks the RBI governor, telling before 2014 he was telling a lot of other things, and after 2014 he is telling a lot of other things, and he's telling the governor is biased. So that is what he's trying to tell. I mean, the former governor is biased. So he's telling, see, there are 25 lakh jobs in the electronic manufacturing sector in India, and in each factory there are 20,000 people working, and he's telling every month there is a big change. There is some big firm or some big manufacturing company talking about coming to India. See, even Cisco is doing this. So why he is telling this? Because recently Raghuram Rajan and two other economists wrote about India's semiconductor manufacturing unit industry, and they were very skeptical about it. See what they are telling. So they are telling India's semiconductor manufacturing ambitions had essentially made it a net importer. So they are telling you should indigenize supply chain, but instead you have just become a net importer. So the scheme itself will not be much useful, like that they're telling. So it's telling when we see everything together, net exports of smartphones has gone up. This is the conclusion we are coming to, like that Raghuram Rajan is telling. So in a social media handle he wrote, more than manufacturing, see, he's telling India is not a manufacturing hub for semiconductors. He's telling it's just the assembling platform for mobile manufacturers. So this is what he found from his study. And he's telling one key deficiency of the scheme is that subsidy is paid only for finishing the phone in India and not how much value is added by manufacturing. So he's telling these are the loopholes or the deficiencies of the scheme. So this is what the article is about, but let us see what are semiconductors. So semiconductors are any class of crystalline solids. So they are intermediate in electric conductivity between a conductor and insulator. So between conductor and insulator they are, that's why they are called semiconductor. So they are employed in various manufacturing for manufacturing various kinds of electric devices, diodes, transistors, ICs. So they have a huge application because they are compact, reliable and power efficient, and they are low cost also. So they are discrete components. They found use in power devices, optical sensors, light emitters, and including solid state lasers. So they are this important. So they are very important. That's why India is focusing on these things. So why is the need for promoting semiconductor industry so much? Because semiconductor is the heart of modern economics. So in today's world of technology, everything revolves around electric gadgets, right? So everything is about microchips only, and everything is about IC chips, integrated circuits, and these are primarily made out of silicon and germanium. So without these chips, there are no smartphones, no radios, no TVs, no laptops, no computers, or even no advanced medical equipment. So these semiconductors are used to fabricate electronic devices also. And see, with the emergence of e-vehicles, the demand for semiconductor is expected to see a huge boom. So the demand for semiconductor will increase only. and the COVID-19 pandemic has shown that demand for electronic gadgets will only go uphill from here. So this industry seems to be an attractive place to invest right now. And see, India's own consumption of semiconductor is expected to cross 80 billion by 2026 and 110 billion by 2030. So there are many countries in the world that are right now manufacturing these chips. So it is dominated by, of course, USA, Taiwan, South Korea, Japan and the Netherlands. And Germany is also now an emerging producer of integrated chips. So that is why India is also trying to get onto the bus early. So that is why India is starting the production link incentive scheme so that we are not lagging behind. So this is why semiconductors are very important. Now let us move on to the next article. This article is about the insurance regulatory body coming up with a new scheme to push insurance in rural areas. Let us see what is this article about. So what is IRDIA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India? It plans to improve insurance awareness and penetration in the hinterland. So hinterland means in deep places like rural areas. So it is going to get momentum because the regulator has issued guidelines for Bima Vahak. So what is this Bima Vahak? It is a dedicated distribution channel to reach out to every Gram Panchayat. So this is actually a very good initiative. So what is the core component of this scheme is insurance for all by 2047. So this is the last mile connectivity for insurance. So what is the last mile connectivity for insurance? Bima Vahak. So they will be it will be in the form of a field force comprising corporate as well as individual Bima Vahaks. So they'll have women, primarily they'll be women only. So what they'll do, they'll gain the trust of locals for the distribution and servicing of insurance product. But however, only the insurers will be responsible for ensuring KYC. What is KYC? Know your customer, and AML compliance. What is AML? Anti-money laundering compliance. So these two are very important, and insurers will take care of it. So the guidelines will be open for comments up to June 22. So let us see what is this scheme about. So this primarily its intention is to boost insurance access. So last mile connectivity to raise rural insurance access. So why are they doing it? The Bima Vahak scheme is the core component of IRDAI's Insurance for All by 2047. So what they'll do, Bima Vahaks will gain the trust of locals for the distribution of insurance product. And see, insurers will have to implement a board approved policy in hiring and training Bima Vahaks. So Bima Vahaks will be from the rural area itself, and mostly predominantly they'll be women only. So what they're expecting, they show immense promise and they'll be a powerful force to enhance insurance inclusion. So Bima Vahaks will be engaging with the diverse needs in every Gram Panchayat, and insurance can adapt their offerings. So adapt means they can change their way in which they insure. So because of that, there will be comprehensive coverage and financial protection needs also will be addressed. So this is what the scheme is about. Now let us generally see what insurance in India is all about. So it has been growing dynamically in recent years. However, its share in the global insurance market remains abysmally low. So a lot of us are not insured at all. So what are the factors that affect insurance sectors in India? Low penetration and density rate. Low density rate. So it has not penetrated deep into the Indian society, and the density rate is very low. And inadequate investment in insurance products. So people are investing in so many areas, but they are not investing in insurance. And see, the public sector players only are in dominant position, and their financial health is not that good. So these are the reasons why insurance has not picked up in India. So let us see what are the changes that insurance has seen over the years. So first, nationalization of LIC and non-life GIC, General India. So next, in 1999, IRDI was set up. Then sector was open to both private and foreign players in 2000 only, and from 26 to 49% in 2015, and in the 2019 and 20 budget, 100% FDI was allowed in insurance. So this is the path of insurance in India. So what are the challenges in India's insurance sector? So there is huge insurance gap. That is, insurance penetration to GDP and density stood at 3.69% and $73. So this was in year 2018, which is very, very low in comparison with global levels, and it is public sector dominated. So it is exclusive state monopoly. So competition will not be that great. But even though monopoly of public sector banks are there. Private banks are also giving good competition. With 100% FDI allowance, Indian insurance will definitely grow. Nascent non-life insurance. So people are investing in life insurance that can be seen with 74%, but non-life insurance only 25%. So that is very low, like that they are telling. And there is rural-urban divide. So low insurance penetration and density rates in rural areas. So rural people, farmers, they are not investing in insurance. So it is deficient. And private players are only focusing on urban population, they are not focusing on rural population. And insurers are capital starved. So insurers in India lack capital and their financial health, that is the public sector insurance, their financial health is very bad. So that is also a role for non-penetration of India's insurance. So what should be the way forward? Rural centric approach. So long term commitment to rural sector. So they should design products that are suitable for rural people. Awareness program. So you should go to rural areas and talk about financial literacy, talk about insurance, so that people will know the benefits of insurance. And we need technological intervention. So this is another area that needs regulatory scrutiny. So there's something called as InsurTech. So what this technology does is it makes the process claim very simple and easier. So we need these things to make common man accept insurance and for deeper hinterland penetration. So this is what this article is about. Now let us move on to the next article. This article is about a new European Union's climate law that will affect international trade. Let us see what this article is about. So the European Union's key climate law, what is this law called? It is called the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism. This has spooked India. So why it has spooked India? Because India fears CBAM will cripple the export of its carbon intensive products to the European Union. So while India's export may be limited to just aluminum, iron and steel, and this might affect only 1.8% of its total exports to the EU, India is telling this carbon border adjustment mechanism is protectionist and it's discriminatory against Indian products. So now India has talked about challenging the CBAM at the WTO dispute settlement body. So this debate is now bringing into the forefront the interlinkages between trade and environment. So international trade organizations allow countries to adopt unilateral measures for safeguarding their environment. But what experts are telling is environmental protection should not become a smokescreen for trade protectionism. That is, they are telling just because you want to protect your industry, don't use environmental concerns. So this is what they are trying to tell. So they are telling carbon border adjustment mechanism should be viewed from this standpoint. So now let us see in detail about carbon border adjustment mechanism. So this was adopted in 2005. So this is an important climate change policy. It is also known as emission trading system. So this is in its fourth stage right now. So this emission trading system is a market based mechanism. So what it aims to reduce greenhouse gas by allowing bodies emitting greenhouse gas to buy and sell these emissions among themselves. So this is the carbon trading. But European Union's concern is that while it has mechanism for domestic industries, emissions embedded in products imported from other countries may not be priced in a similar way due to lack of stringent policies in their own countries. So what they are telling is in European Union we have very strong climate laws for product manufacture. Because of that the product rate will go up, but in few countries there may not be very stringent environment laws, so for them to produce these products will be very easy. So when they come to Europe there will be price competition. So these products will be very price competitive, but their own domestic manufacturers will lose out. So that is what they are telling. So this they are telling European Union is worried about this because it will put its own industries at disadvantage. So to tackle this, what European Union has done, it has been receiving free allowances or permits. And European Union is also talking about a phenomenon called carbon leakage. So what is this carbon leakage? This is the application of ETS. So European firms operating in carbon intensive sectors might possibly shift to countries that have less stringent global greenhouse gas emission norms. So what they are telling is, if European Union continues to have such stringent laws, these industries settled in European Union might move to some other countries which have less stringent laws. So what the CBAM is doing is it is addressing this problem, and because of this it is leveling the playing field for European Union industries. So what will happen under this adjust mechanism? Imports of certain carbon intensive products. What are they? Cement, iron and steel, electricity, fertilizers, aluminium, hydrogen. So they'll all have to bear the same economic cost borne by EU producers under the emission trading system. So even though if your product costs less, when it comes to Europe, they'll have to pay more price so that their product does same. So that is what ETS does. So what they are telling is when a carbon price has been explicitly paid for the import products in the country of origin, a reduction can be claimed. So this is what they are trying to tell. So now let's see what WTO does. So what is the main principle of WTO? It is non-discrimination. So countries are, when one product is going to another country, they should give equal treatment to like products irrespective of the country of origin, and to treat foreign made like products as they treat domestic ones. So even though a product comes from foreign market, foreign country, they should treat it like their own product. That is the, like products they should treat like that. But what they are telling is, even though this adjust mechanism is origin neutral in appearance, it may in application discriminate between goods from different countries on account of inadequate carbon pricing policy. So they are telling even though adjust mechanism looks like it is origin neutral, when applied it might discriminate against different products and different countries. So what is the key consideration in all this? Whether the carbon intensive products to which CBAM are they like products or not? That is the main consideration. While steel products may appear similar, the process by which electric arc furnaces produce steel is less carbon intensive than steel produced in blast furnaces, for instance. So being products that are not like, the rules on non-discrimination would have little application in such case. So accordingly, what should do? The debate on CBAM reignites a long-standing debate in international trade law circles. So what they're telling, must processes and production methods be relevant for comparing products? So this is a very, very key issue. So traditionally, the answer to that in WTO jurisprudence has been no. And on that account, as commentators have noted, the CBAM violates the WTO law. So that is for sure. Because why it violates WTO law? Because it discriminates between European Union and foreign products covered by CBAM. So what experts are telling is, even if European Union's CBAM is discriminatory, there could be claim for justifying it under the gender exceptions clause given in Article 20 of the GATT. So this is where this law comes into picture. So under Article 20, measures taken by countries that otherwise violate GATT obligations are permitted if first they fall under one of the listed policy grounds, and second if they satisfy the requirements of the introductory clause of Article 20 known as CHAPU. So just remember this word. One of the listed policy grounds in Article 20 is conservation of exhaustible natural resources. So this is what they are trying to do through the CBAM. So that is why they are telling CBAM would fall under this category. However, what is doubtful is if it would satisfy the CHAPU, which requires country to not apply measures in a manner that result in arbitrary or unjustified discrimination between countries where the same conditions prevail. So a very complex thing. So that is why commentators are telling the CBAM only considers explicit carbon prices, not implicit costs borne by products originating in certain countries. So accordingly, it arbitrarily or unjustifiably discriminates between countries where the same environmental conditions exist. So finally, CBAM is also an important issue in the ongoing India-EU trade-free agreement negotiations. So you all should know this is going on right now. So what they are telling is India should work with European Union to secure gains on CBAM and ensure smooth onboarding for Indian exporters to maximize the benefits of bilateral deal, even as the possibility of WTO challenge remains open. So this is what this article is about. So basically this is about safeguarding environment, at the same time there should be balance in trade also. So this is what this article is about. Now let us move on to the last article for the day. This is in fact a very tragic incident that has happened in Odisha. So let us see why is this happening and what are the expert recommendations to avoid things like this in the future. So first let us see what happened. So this was initially people said 70 passengers were dead. Now it has gone to close to 300 and 900 people are injured. So what happened? Two express train and a goods train collided in Balasore district of Odisha. So the actually Coromandel Express, it was coming to Tamil Nadu. So it was hit. So what is this? The Coromandel Express, a long distance train connecting West Bengal with Tamil Nadu. So it is this train that has derailed. So who are these passengers? Its passengers mostly comprise residents of West Bengal who visit Tamil Nadu either for work. They are guest workers here in Tamil Nadu, or they come here to avail healthcare facilities. So healthcare facilities are better in Tamil Nadu compared to the other parts of the nation. So a lot of people come here for treatment. So mostly these are the people who have been injured or dead. So this is a very sad news for the country. So now let us see why all these things are happening. So what are the reasons for lack of railway safety? So first there is lack of fire detection systems. So in some trains the fire alarm systems have been installed in air conditioned coaches, but in other compartments this is not there, and in open compartments it is very difficult to detect smoke. And in lot of lot of countries have anti-collision technologies, but India does not have it. So what these devices will do, they will automatically halt the train if it overshoots a red signal. But India, which has the world's fourth largest railway network after US, China and Russia, still does not have such safety devices. What would such technologies do? It would help prevent 32 train collisions that took place in India since 2008. So that's a huge figure, right? And what are the other problems? Staff deficit. Speeding and skipping red signals are the main cause of concern. Human error is also another common cause of accident. So partly why is this happening? Because shortage of staff, which means that workers are overworked and tracks are not properly maintained. So a lot of accidents are because of derailment of tracks, and this is because tracks are not properly taken care of. So that is why even yesterday's mishap was due to derailment only. So what are the steps towards railway safety? So Anil Kakotkar committee. So just remember this name. This committee has given a lot of recommendations. So they are telling rule making, operations and the regulations are all with the railway board. So they are telling for safety regulations, you come up with the independent mechanism. Next they are telling create a body called Railway Safety Authority, which should be statutory, so that it will have enough powers to have safety oversight. Next they are telling research, design and standard organization. So this is a technical wing of railways. This is highly constrained. So what this has done is this has hampered the railways ability to internalize emerging technologies. So a lot of technologies are coming in the railway sector, but they are not able to implement it. So they are telling you restructure RDSO. This will lead to greater empowerment. And they are telling adopt advanced signaling system. This is equal to the European train control system. So they are telling within 5 years you do this, and all level crossings, both manned and unmanned, should be eliminated over a period of say 5 years. And they are telling switch from ICF, integral coach factory design coaches, to much safer LHB. So these are German design coaches, Link Hoffman Busch. So they are asking to switch over to this model. So now let us see about unmanned rail crossings. So safety at unmanned railway crossing is a matter of concern because close to 40% accidents happen there only. So India has close to 10,000 unmanned railway crossings. So the railway set a target for eliminating them in the next 2-3 years. So what are the steps taken? ISRO's satellite-based chips will be used to alert people at unmanned railway crossings. So the system will warn the road users by hooters. So what happens once the train approaches the unmanned level, hooters will blow. So the hooters will get activated when the train is present at a distance of about 500 meters from the level crossing. So what it will do, it will warn both road users as well as the train driver. So the sound of hooters will become very louder as the level crossing nears, and finally it will become silent after the passage of the train. These are the steps that are taken. So now let us go to previous year question. Which one of the following is likely to be the most inflationary in its effect? This is very easy question. Creating new money to finance budget deficit. So this is the most inflationary. Supply of money remaining the same when there is an increase in demand for money, there will be, this is also very simple question, an increase in the rate of interest. Fruits stored in a cold chamber exhibit longer storage life because, this is a 6th standard question, science, because rate of respiration is decreased. Ball bearings are used in bicycles, cars, etc. because the effect area of contact between the wheel and the axle is increased. So this is what the answer is. So thank you for tuning in. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Telegram and Facebook. If you like this content, you can comment, subscribe and share it among your friends. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow.